All right, what's going on, everybody? So I wanted to do a quick update. I know I haven't posted in a very long time, and I want to pick it back up because the election is coming up, and there's a lot of people that are waking up and they're wondering, what should I do? And so I want to tailor some of the content in the coming months to that group, but also to those that are in audience 2 and 3, those that are more awakened. So if you've realized from anything and everything that has happened in the last 4 years plus, then you would know that something or everything is not what it seems. And so the debate that's going on tonight, there are multiple layers. For example, on one hand, there's an optics point of view. There are people that are still not really set in terms of who they should vote for, everything from the elementary issues and all of that, and Trump catering to those guys, all the way down to signals and clues and comms and all that stuff. And so if you dig into that, you know what I'm talking about. And so there are different facets to everything. And so you are, in some sense, living in a certain reality based on the target audience that Trump, the White Hats, these guys are trying to target. And so I'm going to try to speak to some of these groups according to what we see happening as the months play out. And so with that, I want to just say that I'm good, I'm alive, but also that the end is near. And so everything that's happened, remember, don't dismiss all of the devolution stuff, all of this continuity of government stuff, everything that's happening behind the scenes. Trump was selected. He was chosen not only by the Lord in this time, but also by the White Hats. And from everything from 2016 and before all the way till now, there has been a massive military operation. And people that don't see it, they don't have the time to research, they don't see the rational connection of how could he allow all of this evil and all that stuff to happen. It had to be this way because people had to wake up. They had to be put through sort of the ringer to see for themselves and to think for themselves. So not only has there been some clandestine behind the scenes operation happening from all of this time, and as Q says, an 8-year operation, everything that's happened, stuff that we probably will never hear about ever, everything from the Las Vegas shootings and all of that with Saudi, and all the way down to what's happened in Europe, the UK, and just all those things, conspiracy after conspiracy, quote unquote, as well as stuff that's happening that's in plain sight, from the border stuff down to core issues, the judicial system, all of the injustice, so many things. People had to wake up to each their own in different layers, and these people, depending on, if you want to say intelligence, depending on how spiritually blinded there are, depending on how much of an awareness, a social awareness, a political awareness, a awareness of just the whole system, right? Everything. To each their own. They're waking up, they're seeing it, and that's why people, depending on where they are at, they are voting for Trump, quote unquote, based on certain things. And for others, like you and me, those that are really well researched, we're doing it because we know that Trump is part of a bigger plan. It's not about him. It's not about just, what he stands for. It's a God thing. It's a white hat thing. And there are more things happening behind the scenes. And this is why we are getting behind this quote unquote movement. And so we're not about, MAGA. We're not about, the Republican and all that stuff. It's a God movement. It's a righteous movement. And this is where many of us are holding to, because it was a promise. It was given to us by the Lord in this time, because the modern day Asherah poles, the modern day statues of Baal are being torn down. And this is what we're standing behind. And so let the debate play out. Let the news play out. Let all of this attack and all that stuff play out. You and I know that there's something greater than this. We're not rattled by the attacks that are coming to Trump. We're not rattled by censorship and all these things. That's part of the big battle. And all of the little wars or the little battles that are happening in this big war is being done for a reason. And so again, I'm going to try to be careful in some sense because the censorship is ticking up as it approaches November. YouTube, for example, have even publicly stated and have talked about quote unquote misinformation and political issues. And we're just seeing, channels being censored, taken down left and right. So again, I'm going to try to be very careful as I move into this season, but I'm going to try to post more. I've had a season for which I had just had to take a step back, just rest in some sense, but also just take in and absorb and work on some other things. So love you guys. Be blessed, be encouraged. Talk to you guys very soon.